Okay, folks, it's Saturday morning, about a little more than a week before Christmas 2011. I've been working all morning, finishing up another book in the Power Pop Prime series that is done as of, literally 10 minutes ago. So I'm very, very, very pumped. But what I want to share with you here, this is one of my offices where I have a lot of my music stored. In the work area that I have in downtown Fort Collins, Colorado, in the north part of Colorado. You can't see it right now. I'm here all alone. There's nobody around, so I can be cranking music really loud and not disturbing any of the lawyers that I'm surrounded with here. Boxes and boxes of music all over the place here. So anyway, I have my latest order from Amazon, which has been accumulating for a long time, and I've been sitting on these boxes here for 5 days now, and I haven't opened them. These are the Christmas presents to myself that I've been waiting actually quite a while for. This is about 2 months of stuff that I've accumulated on the music front here, so I'm very, very excited to go over them. And I figured I would just open these up and do these with you. So there's books and there's music. So I literally have that I've been accumulating these for a while. So I'm going to go for the big box first, and let's see what I have given myself for Christmas here. And we'll talk about them briefly. I'm going to be like a kid in Christmas. Deal with me with some of these items that I have. Oh my, yeah, this is great. Okay, we're just going to go in random order. I'm not just going to throw them on the ground here. The new Wilco. I got the special edition of the new Wilco, which I have not heard. It's been out for a few months, but I got the deluxe thing with 4 extra songs and a special booklet. I couldn't splurge for the $160 version of the Who Quadrophenia. Oh, I want that so freaking bad, but I cannot justify it. Sorry. That will be something I will get eventually someday. But I did get the 2 CD deluxe version. Can't wait to hear the demos. Rolling Stones, Some Girls, deluxe version. God, I'm still just a fan of everything that they did up until probably around 1980. This was probably their last great record. Their last great record, though. Deluxe version of that, naturally. The new Ryan Adams, I'm sorry, I'm an unabashed, across the board, unequivocal, without judgment fan of everything in Ryan Adams' catalog. And this is his latest, called Ashes and Fire. The new second album by Dawes, who have been getting a lot of press of late because of their association with Jackson Browne. The reason why I want to make mention of this particular record of you, besides I really love their first one. I've not heard this new one yet, which has been out for quite a while, so I'm just getting around to it, is that you need to find their first record when they were called Simon Dawes. It was a record that Not Lane pushed pretty hard. Much more poppy in a direct fashion, definitely appealing to most power pop fans. Oops. Dust. More Dust? Let's see if we can put these up there. Oh, I got so much stuff here. Ugh. Dust. Early 70s hard rock, which many of you know it's a huge fetish of mine. Hard rock from like 1969 to the late 70s, 78 in particular. I'm always looking for obscure gems. Dust are not that obscure. They were for hard rock geeks like myself. They featured Kenny Aronson, who has played with like Derringer and done session musicians for tons of people, including actually in Black Sabbath too, for a while, and Mark Bell, who was the drummer for many years in the Ramones. He was a hard, leather-clad, hard rock dude in the early 70s. Some really good stuff on this. I can't wait to hear this. I've always had that on album. The new Coldplay, we're going kind of mainstreamy here. These are things that have been accumulating for a while. I did Coldplay. One of the best live shows I've ever seen was a really cold, wet, rainy show. I think it was my birthday in like 2004, 2005. And it was free. It was so cold at Red Rocks, and it was absolutely an amazing religious experience. It was incredible. It was one of the best shows I've ever seen. This is an obscure kind of album, AOR-ish kind of band from 1980. I believe this album came out by a Los Angeles-based band called The Strand. They released one record on Island. It's been reissued by a great reissue label in Germany called Rock Candy that focuses mostly on hard rock stuff and a lot of AOR. Not all great the stuff that they do, but they did reissue the first Montrose record, which is the best hard rock debut album ever. Yes, it beats the first Van Halen record in my opinion, because Van Halen sounded exactly like Montrose did 5 years earlier. Okay, we're getting off this stuff. The new album by Beady Eye. This is Liam Gallagher's band that came out, I believe, back in May. Long overdue. I've had this recommended me by a lot of people, in particular my good friend Andy Udis. This was one of his favorite records of this year, so I'm looking forward to seeing that. We're going classic rock here, aren't we? Yes songs! This is the 2 CD set of Yes songs. I realized that I do not have this. I'm a huge Yes fan up until 1980, though. I did not care for any of their 80s stuff and beyond, unfortunately. But the records that they've done the last few years with a core, stable band are actually pretty darn good. But Yes songs, I needed to have this once I realized I did not have it. This is long overdue. This came out some months back. It is Phil Seymour's second album on CD, that Volume 2 from him. This is his second album, plus a whole bunch of great bonus tracks on here. 19 tracks total. Oh, geeked on this one. The new Alice Cooper. I have to get this because it's Alice Cooper, and the sound bites sound awesome. It sounds like very much kind of classic mid-70s Cooper. That's a good thing. One of the new Peter Gabriel records. I'm a huge early Genesis fan and solo Peter Gabriel fan as well. This is the New Blood record, which has sort of symphonic interpretations of songs from his catalog. I'm a big 20th century classical music fan. I don't know if I ordered anything related to that. Books! Oops, I'll probably go through this really quickly. Now, they're all like business books mostly. This is an interesting book. I'm a big fan of this guy, Dan Roan. He's written 2 previous books. This one's called Blah, 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 What to Do When Words Don't Work. His thing is pictorial depictions with sort of stick figure characters to communicate highbrow, complex concepts. And I'm working on something for a new business that I'm launching in 2012, which has nothing to do with music. And that's going to help me sort of communicate the vision, which at its core is actually very simple. But I want to make sure that I communicate it well to everybody. This is also related to that book called Business Model Generation, Information Products. This is and More Business. This is a book called God in a Brothel. My wife works for a nonprofit that sends high school students and gap year students on travel abroad immersion programs, but she's also very active in another nonprofit called YouCount.org that helps women coming out of human trafficking situations and gets them sort of resettled and retrained to go back so they don't have to go back into the prostituting themselves situations. And she just got back from a month in India and Thailand and also in Calcutta. She was gone for a month and helped dedicate with a team of other people from our church a new home in Calcutta for women that are coming out of human trafficking situations. That's where they can go with their children. And this is a book related to that. It's an undercover journey into the sex trafficking and rescue operations that go on in a lot of places in the world. And I don't believe she knows this book is out, I'm pretty sure. Marketing 101, low cost and no cost ways to grow your business online and offline. That's not going to really interesting. Okay, here is some music here. A book on Bill Nelson and Bebop Deluxe. Oh my God, I'm one of my favorite all-time bands, period. Bebop Deluxe is absolutely, consistently, and will always be in my top 5 favorite bands of all time, without question. This is a book about Bill Nelson and a core part of this book, 2/3 of it focuses on Bebop Deluxe. I am beyond geeked to read this one. And that came out just recently in here in the States and made available. Oh my God, I double ordered. Oh, did I do this again? I do this. When you have thousands and thousands and thousands of CDs, I bought the Phil Seymour album again. Why didn't I pick that up? That was that twice in my my cart. Okay, anybody want to contact me? I will send the first person who sees this this video this copy of this CD for free. Whoever emails me at popgeekheaven@gmail.com and who does not own this CD and will lovingly snuggle up to this CD in not a little sense, but a metaphorical sense, it's yours for the asking. So first you go down in here below, let me know. First come, first gets it. Dumbass. Jeez. Uh-oh, one of my many skeletons in my closet. Besides owning every single CD from Christopher Cross, who I'm a huge fan of, yes, we all have our skeletons. Feel free to rake me across the coal and haze me. This is the Dan Fogelberg Christmas album, which I never knew existed till a couple weeks ago. I need to bring that home, so I'm going to throw that down there because there's only so much time in Christmas. This is going to get long. Jeez, Art in America. This is an I think an album from 1980, if I recall correctly, which is sort of a progressive art pop kind of album that has been reissued recently. It's a good record. The new Kate Bush, 50 Words for Snow, must own for Kate Bush is a genius. This is the first album from the James Gang. Being a child of the 70s, I dig this stuff always. Had to own that as well. We are getting down here, folks. If you are still sticking with me, God bless you in this holiday season. Let's see. Ignore Everybody, 39 Ways to Creativity. This is an illustrator named Hugh McLeod. You've probably seen his illustrations. Let's see if we can find a good example. This is a good example of this stuff. Let's see if we can get this under the camera. Hugh McLeod, his work is syndicated in a lot of places, and he's written a couple books that look very interesting. I've never owned anything by him, but I'm a big fan of his drawings. So, oops, I found another CD I left in here. What is this one? Oh, Jonathan Wilson. Jonathan Wilson, Gentle Spirit is what this is called. This is sort of a progressive rock record that just I listened to, and it just sounded really, really good. I was following some links, and I immediately bought it. So I'm looking forward to listening to this one very, very much. Okay, last box. I tell you, these have been accumulating for weeks. So this is going to be fun when I turn the camera off. Let's see. Okay, cutting this open. Sorry, another business book that I'm doing. This is called Tested Advertising Methods by John Caples. This is a classic in the advertising world. I have read excerpts from this book and have never read the whole thing, so I am going to do some studying with that book. Okay, how does this happen? I'm changing how I order on Amazon. From now on, I am doing something fundamentally flawed and wrong. No bueno, Bruce. This was in my... I had like 80 things in my cart, and so I went through them all. My wish list in Amazon has like 400 items. So it's way out of bounds. I have ordered this record twice. I now own it twice. The Ultimate Rascals. I'm actually not going to offer this to you guys out there because I have a very dear friend here in Fort Collins who is a serious Rascals fan as well, and I'm pretty sure he doesn't own this, and I'm going to see him on Sunday when we watch the New England Patriots play the Denver Broncos here in Denver, Colorado. I did not get tickets to that game because they were $200 and I couldn't justify that, and in the Christmas season, but you know what? I'm just as happy sitting in a room with a nice TV with a bunch of other Bronco fans and being the only Patriots fan and hazing them and taking their abuse because they really think the Broncos are going to beat the Patriots. I don't see it. I really, really dig Tim Tebow, but I can't see God intervening with this one. I'm sorry, Tim. So I did it again. Something very wrong. I've never owned a complete collection of the Rascals, and this has 20 songs. And this came out a long time ago in the early 90s. When did this come out? 1988. But I've never owned it. So there you go. My Christmas presents to myself, a couple $100 worth of books and CDs. I don't buy an awful lot for myself these days, because if you saw this particular room, which is only very much partial of much of my collection, it's not like I need a lot of new music unless it's connecting directly to things with Pop Geek Heaven in listening to the new bands and the new music that's coming in, or the reissues that are connected to it. Anyway, that's it. This is really, really long. If you watched all this, man, God bless you. Leave your comments below. Feel free to, you know, tell me that I lost all credibility with listening to Dan Fogelberg, but sorry. I think he was an amazing songwriter in the 70s. Less so with the rest of the stuff that he did up until the time that he died, but I'm still a fan of his regardless. Anyway, God bless you all. Have a very Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Happy Hanukkah. All those things that we extend to people out into the world at this time of the season, and be safe and enjoy the rest of December 2011.